So you're going to work at OfferPal that soon renames themselves
Yeah,
Tapjoy. What's that like?
it was a lot of fun. Um, I really enjoyed that time. So you know, when you're acquired, you are working for the acquiree.
Yep.
That's a fact of life.
Yep. Yep.
However, it's not like you just got a job there. There is a gigantic difference between coming in off the street as an employee versus being acquired as a founder.
Okay.
When you're acquired as a founder, you're not looking for a promotion, you're not looking for a raise, you're not looking for a good performance review. So the stress level of being that employee is way lower.
Yep.
Ultimately, there are restrictions about what you can and can't do. So you can't just start another business. And that's why a lot of founders want to leave the acquiree company. So they want to start another business. And so
Yep.
you stay for a few years or whatever, and then you make your cash and then you start something new is a super common story. I enjoyed it. Honestly, I enjoyed it very much. Because like our business was doing so well. We had all these resources. So Lee and I were still like we weren't the CEO of the new company, but we were still essentially in charge because all the employees were working on our thing. And if we wanted something to happen, it would still happen because they're not going to overrule us and then
Mm-hmm.
like lose their employees. If we were doing something stupid, I'm sure that would have happened. But the fact is, we had a ton of autonomy. We hired a bunch of our friends, so a bunch more ex-Googlers and friends of ours came over and joined.
Yep.
Uh, joined Tapjoy at that point. We started out like six of us working in this small Regis office. Then we established this huge San Francisco office, and all of OfferPal ended up moving up there. And it was like this really fun, awesome time.
So
And the
cool.
business was growing like crazy. So a bunch of friends of ours started new mobile gaming companies, and we like funded those companies, and we like worked with them. And they were showing Tapjoy ads, and we were giving them credits, and it was like, and these all became big businesses. And so like it was just getting crazy. It was a little intense from people getting a little like over invested in their work sort of situations. It was getting a little
Sure.
full of themselves or whatever. It was like sort of if you've seen the show Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
started to feel like that.
Yeah.
Um, but the numbers kept growing up. Like we went from 500,000 a month, like 10 million a month, top by revenue, and
Wow.
the business kept blowing up. And like I enjoyed it. I was working with my friends and we
Yep.
were hanging out. And this was before I had kids, so we would like stay and work late and grab dinners and go to like Bourbon and Branch and have all these like fun times and fun drinks. And it was really exciting.
That's so
So I
cool.
didn't mind that. Like ultimately, not being in charge didn't change much. So you're never like, even as an entrepreneur,
Yep.
if you start a company, you're never in charge. You have investors, you
Mm-hmm.
have employees, you've got partners. You're never calling the shots. You don't ever get to do everything you want to do. And Todd, you know this as well
Yeah.
as anybody else.
Yeah.
So it's a different experience when you're working for the acquiree. But for that year, I really loved it. But ultimately, we knew, Lee and I, that we had an opportunity in front of us after about a year to like start a company and raise money from whomever we wanted to raise from
Yeah.
and do whatever we wanted to do. Like we knew that. Like Tapjoy was as big a thing as like in ads right now
Yep.
at that point. So we also knew like we wanted to start something new, and we knew that we didn't have a big skin in the game left
Yeah, that's what I was going
at
to
that point.
ask. In that exit, right? So
Yeah.
you get a check up front, but there's some kind of earn out component to it, right? They want you, they got to
Yep.
keep you.
There was an earn out. Yep. They have to keep you, so you get paid over time, and we got some stock in the company as well.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it was a smallish piece. Like we could start a company right now
Yep.
and own 50% each, and then give a little bit to an investor.
Yep.
and and do something new and actually be in charge again.
You know,
So we
l-
just yeah
let me hold you right there, because one thing that I've found is that if you put a win on the board, right, that's another
yeah
reason to sell. For a first time entrepreneur, you put a win on the
yes
board, getting up to bat again, it's a little easier the next time. Now, you're hitting home runs. So yes, I remember in with Sequoia and Kleiner and a few
yeah
others, they're willing to write a check before you even pitch an idea, because you guys are the guys
right
at the time. So I think that's
that's right
not a small point, that putting wins on the board, not just filling up the bank account. And if you're truly a serial entrepreneur, this is what you're doing as a career. Huge benefit to selling a business.
correct.
Yep.